Right. So, given the truth that the majority wants the smartest to lead, not the most popular, uh, understand that all your elections worldwide are now irrelevant. Well, hey, what if I'm smarter than every national leader worldwide? That means all these national leaders worldwide are now irrelevant because the public wants the smartest to lead. Okay? If there's somebody smarter than I am, I want you to talk about it. I want you to talk about why you think they're smarter than I am, right? Why am I the first Noocracy representative? Because for 250 years, the American public didn't understand their founding document, the Declaration of Independence. You can tell because they never upheld the right to life. That's why you have lethal force by police, abortion, and execution today. So Americans are dumb. Americans have been dumb for 2.5 centuries, and that's a lot of dumb, right? How do you tell them without them getting butthurt? How do you tell them their country ended? You essentially can't. And that is a national narcissist. A psychopath doesn't care about the truth. They don't care about right and wrong. Uh, they don't even care if their country ended based on American values. So that's your average American, a psychopath who doesn't care about the truth, who doesn't care about right and wrong, who likes to make fun of others with sardonic mockery because they're a psychopath. That's the favorite humor of psychopaths. So they can dehumanize people before they torture them or end their life, right? What they really like to do. They like power and control so they can do those things, right? So that's the problem with every civilization all through history. The governments justified why it's okay to kill their own people. That was the problem with communism. That was the problem with America. They all goofed up. They're all bumblefucks worldwide. I'm smarter than every national leader. And of course, they're going to be butthurt about it. That's why you have phony pandemics like that, like you saw in 2019, right? So that's for every nation to keep their national continuity in the face of a new, better government. Yours truly, right? The public would never believe it was me. It was all about me, right? Just being smarter than everybody else. But what happens when you are? Hey, you become essentially uh, a cog in the wheel for everybody who wants power, who is a psychopath. And that's the thing, you're in a bucket of crabs in the idiocracy. Everybody wants power, everybody wants to be the leader because they're a celebrity narcissist who wants to be important, right? You want the public to see you if you're on the right side of history or not. So that's the problem with everyone else but me. They just want to be famous. They just want power to lord over others as a psychopath. They're not true humanitarians. They front as humanitarians and for money, right? That's what the boomers do. They're greedy psychopaths who love fame and money. But should you allow these people to be your leader if they're inept, if they don't know the right to life yet, right? If they don't know the basics, the basic foundation of government in general. Like every president all through U.S. history, every governor, every American. You've all been dumb. You've all been immoral. You've all been crooked for decades and decades, and no one's ever told you before. When I tell you this, you're going to attack the messenger instead of understanding, right? Because you're all psychopaths. I'm very familiar with your behavior as the idiocracy. Everyone is a psychopath who likes to make fun of shit. None of you are any good. None of the adults alive today are moral people by the bystander effect because they didn't do anything about mass incarceration. They didn't do anything about genocide. They didn't do anything about national leaders who attacked other nations. So they're all immoral adults today. Everyone who's an adult is a psychopath, a coward. That's what I want to tell to the children. All the adults are immoral, corrupt psychopaths who are gullible, who can be corrupted, who can be bought, who can be bribed, who can be blackmailed, who can be intimidated. None of these people are ready for power, are they? And it's not something you really want, right? I argue a good leader might actually have a decoy because of the dime bag Durrell effect. Look, if you have fame, uh, you might have thousands of people who love you, but what if you have a couple people who don't with guns, right? Your leadership isn't going to last very long if there's even a couple of them who don't like you with guns, right? So, do you really want to be a leader that bad anymore? You might as well have a decoy in an idiocracy where nobody respects anybody, where everyone's an immoral psychopath who wants power for themselves. So, just like the Stanford prison experiment, everyone tends to abuse their power once they get any, right? I'm trying to vet all women worldwide to find the first queen for the continent, a girl who's not a narcissist as the leading expert on narcissism. There are no women who would be a good role model for children. Wouldn't it be neat, though, if there was a woman with a little bit of humility, just enough humility to have a healthy relationship with me, enough to be loyal to the first king of the continent, then you would have a queen for the continent because loyalty is royalty. She could be your leader if she was the world's smartest person, right? She could be your Noocracy representative too, not just queen of the continent. So it's a big deal to be the smartest today. It's a big deal for a woman to be loyal to me because no women are loyal in Western society. Look at everyone famous. They all got dumped by the narcissist.